Well, let's talk about
Let's talk about
the
Daddy
primaries last night.
wipe, wiping the floor
The
in
Great White
Florida
Hope,
primaries.
we call him.
Yeah.
That's what what's his face calls him, the Great White Hope.
Oh my gosh.
The guy that always goes, amazing.
So what were the final numbers? I saw some last night. I didn't get a chance to look today yet.
I've got a breakdown by state here. So
Nice.
first of all, he won Arizona, Kansas, Illinois, Florida, and Ohio. I mean, just sweeping.
Okay.
What I found really interesting with some of these numbers is you'll see they're very similar I mean, really fall kind of right along with each state. So it kind of tells you where the nation itself is at as far as what's going on.
I heard everything you said.
No, you didn't. Cocksucker.
Right.
What I said was when you look at these numbers, you'll see that they play out in a way where you can kind of see that the nation is kind of all on the same page. I mean, you really will. I mean, not that the numbers are fantastic for anybody else but Trump, but you'll see a pattern. So
let's see the pattern.
Start with Arizona. Big Daddy Ron DeSantis, he got a whopping 1.6% of the vote.
Tisk tisk, sir.
Yeah, it was not a good night.
Should have held out for that 2028, buddy.
I know. Haley got 18.7%, which makes sense in a McCain state. You know, I know that McCain's daughter was kind of pushing for her there a little bit.
Yeah. So, the lady cosplaying as a conservative.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for sure. But of course, Trump came in with the big hammer with the 77.8% of the total vote. And they weren't 100% in, but I think they're 99. So, I mean, either way, nobody can overcome and surpass it.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Right. So Kansas goes 2.7% for DeSantis.
Right.
Which, you know, I mean, it's 1.1 points off of what he did in Arizona. So there's a very similar number there. In Kansas, you have Haley doing 16.1%, which again, you're 2.5 points off. And then Trump comes in with 75.5. Again, you're 2.3 points off from the last state. So you see this you kind of see it.
See a little pattern happening. Yeah.
Okay. So then we have Illinois, DeSantis 2.8, which is 0.1% higher than he did in Kansas. Okay. Haley had 14.3%, which is basically 1.8% higher than she did in Kansas. And Trump comes in with 80.7, which is a full 5.2 points higher than he did in the previous state. Florida, here comes the big dick of the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
Our home state.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So DeSantis in his home state, the power man himself, the guy that is just, he is a monster. He's got so much political power here. It's ridiculous. I don't even know why Trump ran for president, because he came in at a whopping 3.7% in his own fucking state.
Still lacking in his home state, dude. Poor Ronnie, bro.
Yikes.
Hey, man.
Again, I like Ron DeSantis.
I still love him, man. I still love him. He's better off right where we need him, right where he is.
He just I mean, he just needed to concentrate on that, get this job under his belt, and then move on and be a political animal for 2 years before running again. But
we really need to start thinking about what's next, because when Trump gets elected,
his political career is over. I wouldn't vote for him to fucking.
Well, it's not him, but I mean, we do need to be thinking about, that's a whole nother show. But we need to be thinking about what comes after 2028, because Trump will be there for 4 years.
I have an idea that Trump's going to make that possible.
Oh, I'm sure he's
got a victor will emerge alongside of him. I'm sure of it.
I hope.
I'm sure of it.
We should all.
So, anyways, Haley, she pulls in a surprising 13.9%, which of course is 0.4% different than she got in the state before. And this is a state that they spent an incredible amount of money in.
Right.
Incredible amount of money.
It's a little disheartening. I don't like to think that that's that many.
Democrats, dude. It's independents that are really Democrats. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're people that when they.
I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. It's like, no, you're a Democrat.
They live out on the rich barrier islands, and when they go out to restaurants and clubs, they're Republicans. And then when they hang out with their friends, they're Democrats. And we all know that.
We all know who they are.
So, but Trump came in and swang his wang for 81.2%. That's the high mark.
Dominate.
Yeah. Just absolute domination. And then in Ohio, again, you have DeSantis coming in at 3.4%. You have Haley coming in at 14.4%. And then you have Trump coming in at 79.2%. So I didn't work out the averages, but if you look, they're all really within a 5-point swing of each other from every single state as far as their own base numbers are concerned.
Right.
I mean, with Haley, you have a low point of 13.9 and you only have a high point of 18.7. So she doesn't even go a full points.
Last Trump, number I saw was like 154,000 voted for Haley, something like that last night. And that was disturbing to me. Again, we covered ground. We know who they are, but it was just
I'm not worried about that.
It's like, oh, dude, really?
Those are recent crossovers and independents. I mean, we all know that it's a vote against Trump, not for Haley. That's just all.
We'll hold out hope for them someday.
Yeah. So Trump has a high point of 81.2 and a low point of 75.5. So he's right in there too, right in that like 3-4 points.
Domination.
And DeSantis had a low of 1.6 and he had a high of 3.7. So again, 2 points. It's just it is what it is. I mean, dude, come on. Everybody's like with the cope. The DeSantis crowd on Twitter is terrible. They're horrible to deal with because everything is now anti-Trump. And it's like, wait a second. I thought this guy loved Trump. He just, because he called him a meatball and shit, like he's going to get mad. Dude, that's politics.
Dude, it's Trump. Trump is always that. He's notorious. He doesn't hold grudges. You oppose him, he's going to talk smack. And the second it's over, all you got to do is say one nice thing about Trump, and you guys are buddies again, and he's cool.
A great example of that is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's talked smack about him, and I love Joe, but Joe has talked smack about him before. Trump walked right up to him, shook his hand. They had some nice things to say to each other. You know, Trump said, "Hey, you're doing a good job." Joe said, "Thank you." And they went about their business. They're not trying to be friends. Mm-hmm. But, you know, that shows you how much that Trump just lets stuff just slide. He's the true Teflon Don. Because he just lets shit slide off of him, dude.